Today's webinar is about building synergies between your products, your services, and your new ideas. You will discover a one-page tool which will connect your products, but also help you with cross-selling. So this is an additional benefit I hope to deliver today. But before I start, just let me introduce myself. Probably majority of you know me, but maybe you know me from another role. I am now innovation advisor, and probably some people are thinking like, what this person is doing. So basically, I'm trying and I'm supporting companies to innovate better. Every one of us is launching a new product, new services as a marketing or maybe as a salesperson or as an entrepreneur. But what if we could make it, bringing new products much better if we just have more adequate know-how? So my goal is to bring something new, maybe new perspective, new know-how, new solution, so that I can bring value to what you're already doing. And also, I hope that your companies are going to be more competitive in the future. So this is me now, but maybe some of you know me from my previous role when I was marketing director and board member of a company which is producing office furniture. And my role there, of course, as I said, was marketing director, and I was responsible for product management, go-to-market strategy, and marketing strategy. And the beginning of my role wasn't always so rosy and so easy, because of course my role was to come up with new ideas for new products, for new marketing, and usually how it looked like. So let me show you how it was. So first of all, I was coming up with ideas, usually after attending some conferences when I could hear our clients asking questions. Maybe I was after meeting with a client or our business partner as a distribution partner. So the next step was that I was preparing presentation. So I was like concentrating, okay, how I can describe the idea for a new maybe product or new service, why we need it, what we can do with it. Then was, of course, the meeting with others, usually salespeople, maybe engineer, board members, showing them, okay, this is what we can do. And that was the point where not always everything went as I was thinking, because I could hear comments like, okay, our clients are not interested in something what you're presenting, or we don't have time to show it, or we need to sell what we have, and let's concentrate on our, for instance, office furniture, our desk or cupboards. Let's not think about other stuff because we have to sell more what we already have. And then was the part, of course, making the decision. So what we do, well, here, not all of the ideas were probably very good, but still, I hope that, I could convince others of what I was hearing and how we can, let's say, what we can add to what we are already doing. So this is usually was my beginning in my role, but I would love to hear from you. What are your objections when you presenting a new idea? What do you hear from people you're presenting to? And now maybe you can see in the bar above the presentation, this bar where it's written, click here. And I would like to all you click there so that you can leave your comment, like what kind of objections do you hear when you're presenting your idea? Maybe you don't hear any objections. I mean, nothing, let's say, negative about your ideas, but still, it would be great if you could also share your experience so I can present it to all of us, what kind of objections you can hear. So just please click on the button, and then you will see the page where you can fill in the answer. I will just click here, and you should be able to wait a second, a little bit technical thing I have to do. No, oh my God. Yeah, I think I will wait. Give me a second, and I will manage it. I'm still a little bit new to some of the... Okay, so now you should be able to fill in your answers. I hope you can do it. If you can just let me maybe know in the chat that everything is okay. Why is it for? Okay, I just want to hear your comments when you're presenting your ideas. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. I told you about my experience when I was presenting my ideas. It will help me just to follow, the webinar, what kind of objections you are hearing. Nothing, let's say, specific about your company has to be, just to gather other experiences. So as we can see, this is unusually, we did that other way. Do we have the team to make it happen? The right persons and money? Okay. Maybe someone else would like to share. If not, we'll go back to the presentation. I think that yes, we are not having more comments. So let's go back to the present. Oh, we are used to something else. It will not work for us. Why change something? Yes, exactly. If it's something is working, why we have to change it? Quite true. So I can see that yes, more or less we were hearing similar things. Thank you for sharing your objections, because more or less it's what I was hearing. So yes, it's not always easy to hear such objectives, especially if you are really for your idea. But after some time, it's good to reflect. And with the hindsight, I could see a couple of things I didn't take into consideration. So first of all, as you said about the team, so who is going to do it? Of course, new idea is an extra effort. We have to admit it. And I think I didn't show exactly how my idea can benefit all of the other products which we are already selling. So especially key products. I should have underlined probably more that my idea was addition to what we were doing and not a substitute. So maybe more people would be eager to do it. The second thing was that I didn't show my idea in the context of buying process. So I was presenting the idea, trying to explain how I came up with an idea, but maybe it will be much more, let's say, clear if I could just put it in the buying process from the perspective of client, showing that what I'm suggesting is connected to what already our clients are doing. And the last one, make it more simple. I am a marketing person, so I was trying to make the presentation very interesting, maybe a little bit more emotional. But at the end of the day, I was having board members, salespeople, engineers on the other side, and maybe I could make it in a more simple way. That's why today I want to show you this one page, let's say, tool, which for sure it's much easier than I was doing before. But but afterwards I found a solution which made me think that I was trying to do some things, but not in the best way. So first of all, what I was trying to do was to refresh the product which we already had. So as I said, I was working in an office furniture manufacturer, and our key product was desk or cupboards or seating. And what I was suggesting were the things around all of this product, but I wasn't clear about it. The second thing, I didn't want to change fundamentally what we're already doing. So I wasn't proposing to change or substitute the products we're already selling. As I said, I wanted to add something. But at the same time, I didn't want to, I wanted to be clear that only selling what we already have, it's not enough for our clients, because I could hear what kind of questions they were asking or what they were looking for. So I knew that it's not enough. And my goal today is to show you the tool, which is called Third Way, so that you will be able to decide by yourselves whether it's a tool that maybe can work for you. So if you need to refresh what you're already having, but you don't want to change your core product because you know it's still good, but at the same time you already can see that it's not enough with your clients, this is the moment to use such a tool. So let me go through it. Let's get into more details. So Third Way is a set of complementary innovations around core product that make the product more appealing and valuable. I underline three things which are crucial for this approach. So we talk about complementary innovations, we talk about core product, and something which is appealing and valuable. And now I will go through all of these three things, like steps, because these are the steps to make you understand this method and how to use it within your own company or your team. So let's start with step one. First of all, you have to choose your core product. So if we are trying to set complementary innovations around the core product, we have to understand what is our core product. So there are four things we have to be criteria we have to take into account. The first one, it has to be your crown jewel. So here you should ask yourself, is selling more of this product will help us achieving our strategic goals? Meaning, is it going to be the product that is going to put us in the right place on our marketplace? Is it the product we want to sell? Because this is really something we are going to make money on. Then you also have to think about whether this product is reflecting your company. So it should be something that your clients associate with you. So for instance, if we were doing office furniture, choosing a core product, which is, I don't know, a conference application, wouldn't be the thing which is going to be associated with our company. So this is very important, not to jump to something totally different what you're already doing. The third thing, it has to be a stable product. So if you want to innovate around your core product, it's recommended that this core product is something that is going to stay for the next 2 or 3 or 5 years. It can go under some changes, some lifting, let's say, how it looks, but as a product, it's better that it's going to stay. And the last thing is that it has to be as good as possible. So this approach of innovating around your core product is not to make weak product strong, but to make strong product even stronger product. So just have a look at your processes, production, logistics, distribution, your sales processes. So these have to be really strong, because otherwise it's not going to work and you're not going to see synergies on which I will talk about right now. So the step one, you have to choose your core product. Second is synergies. So if we are talking about building synergies about your product, we have to find how to build these synergies. So here it's important to ask ourselves, what need will the product with surrounding innovations satisfy? So here you have to understand, it could be mission of the company, but I would say it's a little bit too broad. It can be something which is connected with your core product. If you can see here in the picture, it's me who is using this approach with Know.How.Match. So I was writing all of the things I'm doing, but in the center I put my crown jewel, which is my online course, which will come up in almost two months. But my, let's say, promise, which I am giving, is to innovate better. And I draw all of the ideas or products I'm doing around. And of course, the question is how to connect one with the other. So here I will show you how, on example of Know.How.Match. So as you can see, my crown jewel is online course. And another thing which I'm doing and you're participating right now is my Fin months. So where I do my podcasts and my webinars. And now the question is how you connect, or what is the synergy between the products. So as I showed on the other slide, there was that it's easy to connect. So they have to be somehow complementary. So complementary that you can use together, or they are somehow connected. So here you can see that the synergy from, for instance, the Fin month to online course is that people who are, let's say, participating in my webinars or listening to my podcast, potentially they could be persons who are going to participate also online course. So I'm doing all of this job also to have, let's say, some audience for potential audience for online course. But on the other hand, if we look how Fin month is benefiting from online course, we can see that it's building contact, for instance, after the course, and building loyalty with clients, as I said, after the course. So if the course is finishing after 2 months, Fin months are a great way to keep my, let's say, contact with all of the people I was having contact during the course. So this is how we can build synergy. And of course, we can have a lot of more products and services. For instance, I have also my subjective innovation review. I am taking part in conferences. I am participating in mentoring programs. So all of these things, as you could see on the previous slide, they were written. So all of this network is written, and between all of the products or services or things I'm doing, there is connection. So I'm asking how one thing can benefit from the other, and vice versa, how, for instance, my Fin month can benefit from the course and course from Fin month. So this is how we build the synergy. So basically, we ask ourselves how each product or service can benefit from the other one. And if you have a problem to connect service with the product, the question is whether is it a good synergy, whether there is synergy. Are you sure this is something which is going to help you to sell more and to build maybe more loyal client base? I like also sometimes to give like perspective from our private life, because sometimes it's easier to understand the concepts. And that's why let's have a look on perspective of your holiday destination. Maybe for some of you, your travel destination would be Rome. So you would like to experience Roman maybe holidays or Dolce Vita. And, ask yourself, would only visiting Colosseum satisfy your need? So only one thing which you're going to see in the city? Probably not. You would like to go to a restaurant, maybe you would like to drive a scooter or have aperitivo looking at Fontana di Trevi. So as you can see, only one product rarely is satisfying our need. Maybe we want to go to Colosseum because this is the most important thing for us. But anyway, we are not just going to one, let's say one product, which is Colosseum. And in business, it's exactly the same. Sometimes you don't even see it, that client is consuming much more than only one product. And if we look at the flip side, so on the other side of this, actually, it's really good. Why? Because if your competition is only copying one of your product, let's say your crown jewel, your core product, you know that you're having much more than only one product, that you have all of the network of all of the synergies. And if your competition wants to be successful as you are, they have to copy the whole network. And usually, we are concentrating more on one product, copying one product in case, rather than the whole network. So thinking about the synergies are helping a lot. Okay, now let's move to the last step, step 3, where we have to find ideas. So how we can come up with some valuable ideas, how to refresh our product. I'm sure that you already have a lot of ideas within the company, because when you are selling, you're doing marketing, it's obvious that you're coming with ideas. So for sure you have it. You can already, use it, what you have, and try to connect your core product with all of the ideas you have. But in case you don't have, or you just want to, see what else you can come up. Here, I would show you 3 ways where you can look for new ideas. So first one is how your product is delivered. So maybe the way your product is delivered, how you produce the product, there is some way that your client can benefit. Maybe not the whole product is needed by your client, or maybe there is some process that could be interesting for your client, or maybe there is a service of before you deliver the product that could be interesting to your client. The second part is observing what your client is doing before and after he buys your product. So if our product, for instance, was, I don't know, desk furniture, so desk for working in the office, you could think, okay, so what the client is doing before? Probably he is asking architect for a design. Maybe he's going to his, let's say, friends, facility managers to see another offices. Or maybe he's going to conferences. Or maybe he's reading some reports to be up to date with what is going on. Or he's doing some survey within employees. So this is what he's doing before. Maybe after he's I don't know, planning how to do the maintenance of the furniture he has in the office. So observing what is happening before and after can help you to find some maybe services or new products you can offer to your client. And the third thing, which is connected also with this after and let's say before, is observing also where the money goes. So observing where your client he's already paying, for what he's already paying. Meaning that if he's already paying for something, it's going to be easier for you to substitute something. So if he's paying, for instance, I don't know, doing a survey within the office, you can say, okay, we can do it in this price for you, this, for instance, this survey. It's much always easier probably to substitute than to go and ask a client to pay for something for which he or she didn't pay before. So observing where the money goes will help you to also capture ideas for which you can ask, let's say, more money or sell also more. So before we move to examples I prepared for you, just to make this approach more clear, let's go through these three steps I've just presented. So first one, you have to choose your core product. So your crown jewel, something which is going to put you on the marketplace where you really want to be. Remember that the product has to be as strong as possible, and it has to be a stable product. The second thing is you have to find synergy. So synergy here meaning that you have to have this one promise you want to fulfill, some need you want to satisfy, and around this need you try to innovate and look for ideas, and between ideas you ask yourself how one idea can benefit from the other one and vice versa. The first step, bringing new value. So of course, if you already have products and services, you can do all of this network with what you have. But if you would like to come up with new ideas, I told you about these three ways about how your product is delivered, what your client is doing before and after he uses your product or buys your product, and for what he's already paying, so you can easily, let's say, maybe substitute and also sell more. And now let's have a look at two examples I prepared for you. The first one, company you already, I'm pretty sure all of us know, especially women. So the core product for Zara for sure is that you're buying the clothes. And I have to say, probably more still in the shop than online. So this is the moment important to them. What usually we doing before we buy something in the shop? Probably we are trying clothes in a shop just to be sure that everything is okay. And here you can see a print screen from their application for phones, where you can, being in the shop, you can, for instance, book your cloakroom. So if you're in the shop, you can basically, you don't have to go to the cloakroom. You can immediately book it. So the process of trying clothes is going to be easier and faster. So this is something they did just to, help buying in the shop, let's say, their crown jewel. What we are doing usually before we are trying clothes. I don't know how you, but for instance, I like to browse all of the products before online. And the moment which is frustrating me usually is then afterwards trying to find them in the shop. And here, Zara, again, they added this shop mode to their application, where basically you can find all of the clothes you are looking online, if they are, of course, available in the shop, and they putting them on the map of the shop. So as you can see now, they're really pushing and helping with all of this small, let's say, services, because still this is a service of looking, trying to find your products in the shop, and then cloakroom, booking cloakroom, helping to buy more in the shop, and to make this experience much faster, much easier for you, and less frustrating. So this is one example how, for instance, Zara used this approach. And another one, which is not a real airlines, but I was trying to show you what could, for instance, airlines do if they would like to capture a little bit more clients with another services, not only with fast track security, or some buses after you land at your travel destination. But for instance, if we concentrate on clothes we are taking for traveling, and all of this, let's say, processes of drop off of your luggage. So what we are doing before we are flying, usually we are preparing our bag, and we are thinking, okay, what kind of weather there will be, what we are going to do. And actually, there is an application which is helping you to prepare a packing list depending on the weather and what kind of activities you're going to do at your travel destination. What if airlines company would come up with such applications so it can make your, let's say, packing much easier? And what could happen after you're coming to travel destination and you don't, for instance, want to take all of the clothes because you don't have enough space, which is usually the problem, that you have more things you would like to take. For instance, renting clothes at travel destination. And again, there is such a service available in London. For people who are landing in London, they can rent at the airport clothes. They are maybe are going to use only once because they're not going to use it for the whole stay. So this is the way you can come up with ideas which are going to, let's say, satisfy the need of the client. Of course, the question is whether the client is ready to pay for it and whether it's good business also for you. But that's for another webinar. So let's wrap up what I presented today. Key takeaways. First one. With this method, with the third way, with the approach of setting complementary innovations around your core product, it's actually more difficult to copy what you're doing by your competition. As I told you, if your competition is looking at you, probably they're only seeing your core product, the most successful one, but they don't see all of the things you're doing around it to make it really, let's say, strong and competitive. The second thing is you minimize the risk by not fundamentally changing your core product. So let's take the idea of Zara. If the application connected with I don't know, booking cloakroom is not as effective as they wanted, it's not going to put a high risk on their sale in the shop. So this is an approach where it's also quite easy to test your new idea. So if you're adding something and you're not changing your main product, it's not going to, let's say, in case ruin your crown jewel if your new idea is not as successful as you thought. And the third thing is that it's really good tool for your salespeople to support them with cross-selling. Because if you have all of this map of your crown jewel, all of the services, all of other products, and all of the synergies with all of these arrows, it's going to be much, much easier to understand how all of these, products, services are connected, and why some services are so important. So maybe, as I said, less marketing and more this tactical information is going to be more clear for salespeople. So this is it. I hope that, as I said at the beginning, you feel you're able to decide whether this approach is good for your situation, your product, your company. I hope yes, or if not, it's also good to know that something is not for you.